here
Okay.
on our end, and then Dr. Johnson is taking him down today to do radiation.
Radiation. So you're inpatient radiation or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'll keep you here and I'll let them work on it.
He's at least gonna start it. He doesn't have to stay for the whole thing, but start it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how long is planning? Do you know, like a week maybe?
He didn't. He said he was gonna do at least a couple treatments, so
Okay.
he didn't really get into too much.
Yeah.
I think he said the tissue is soft and he's hoping for
I
good
know. To
results.
firm it up, yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to him.
Thank
okay?
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for seeing me.
No worries. So that's the plan. So I'll make sure again, Dr. Alsawa gets the information he's aware of. I will send over the pulse dose decks to continue that outpatient. Remember, 4 days on, 4
Are they
days
looking
off.
to discharge today, maybe?
No, I don't think so. I'd probably say tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna get radiation today, which is fine, we can do
Yeah,
radiation.
let's just see
We
how
don't
I
want to
do.
just ship you out of here after radiation because
Yeah,
last
I
thing is some
appreciate that.
complications.
Yeah. And
So-
then even though I'll have the Dilaudid, if I have
It's
some
already
major,
sent.
like I can just like,
Yeah, and you're on the steroids are gonna help a lot. These high dose steroids are, speaking to Dr. Law, he's like typically, alone with just the treatment of that, can see a 30 to 50%, but again, that's temporary
Yeah.
because it's steroids.
well, I'm really shocked, and not shocked, but David, I've been coming in here for a month or so now with just this massive pain here, and then now they're, and I'm not I'm just saying, like, it's a little ironic that they come in like, this is an emergency, we need a surgery, and it's a little bit baffling that it came to that. But
yeah, and it's because your spine's been showing changes on and off, throughout these scans. However, when there's cord compression, which you had back at McLaren, right?
Yeah.
That's what the surgery, and now we're seeing cord compression. And that's different than seeing masses pushing and things like that. Cord compression literally can paralyze. If it pushes hard, if you can't walk.
Right. No, I know.
So this is the.
But I've had this for like the last month, and it's just been more pain management, which is fine. Anyway, I guess it is what it is. But
And at this point,
I was surprised that, because I've been coming in with this massive pain. I'm just glad it's like, okay, there's something there. I'm not just crazy that I'm feeling.
there's
this
definitely
pain.
something there. And this is again throughout the thoracic and the lumbar spine that we're seeing these different spots. Obviously, the worst spot is what Dr. Goodmanson was talking about, the surgeon, because again, once it starts being stenosis is so bad that it's pushing and compressing the spine is different than just
Right. I don't know if you saw my first one. My first one was like a bike tire. I mean, you could see my spine was going into the spine.
Exactly.
This thing's very slender. I mean, but I think if we just shrink it up a little bit and.
I think that's what he said. He's willing to do surgery because of the compression, but Dr. Johnson was stating that let's get the radiation. We're going to start the see what those do, because we can keep taking you back to surgery, because if we don't get this treated at another spot in a month or two, you could have another cord compression.
Yeah. No.
So I think with the treatment, with everything we've discussed, things will get better and things will calm down, and then
I can work on my legs and then
get you strong enough and all this stuff.
Man.
Okay. So the appointment's on the 31st. It'll be in your discharge
Now,
instructions.
31st is appointment for what?
With Dr. Osawa. That's your medical oncologist.
So that's not even as soon as I'm going to get. That's just going to be our treatment planning.
So that'll be the day he's probably going to say this, and then we'll get you in that, and then we'll get you in probably early the next week to start the induction therapy. He'll discuss.
I guess in the meantime, it's just keeping down the inflammation, but see, I don't know. I guess who's doing the eval on the actual radiation treatments and how many, and
Dr.
do they
Johnson.
do a little bit of an in-depth look as far as, how many I should have, as well as how, because he did say.
Yeah, and that's all based on.
He wants to do a test and then check.
So it's called the simulation they do, and this is kind of marks the spot. Also, he has to calculate. They work with the physicist that this is very in depth how they do this, but they work to see the spots you previously had radiation, how much radiation you received, and where they can locate the new spots where it's going to be best to treat. But you can only get so much radiation in one spot.
Gotcha.
Before it was down lower, right in the lumbar spine. He's going to be going a little bit higher at this point in the thoracic spine. So he'll discuss that much more in depth of how many treatment he plans.
Yeah.
Based on the severity, but that's on his end. I don't know
and
that.
I guess we'll do it and then maybe do a couple CTs or figure it out. So I trust you. Thank you for all the information.
Yeah, no problem.
I got a good at least clear mind of what, at least this pain makes sense now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, no, you don't understand. I mean, it's been way too long where, so praying that this will get that opened up and then I can hopefully avoid, well, next I was hoping we could do the PET scan, because wouldn't that show that this is in fact how much myeloma is in with this inflammation? What I think would help us, wouldn't it?
So the PET scan, well, that was the plan, right? And I did speak to Danielle. She's our scheduler. She's having issues. I think I touched base with this with you. Issues with insurance. They are sticklers sometimes about PET scans. So
But
we
I
ha-
think she said when she appeals, they usually,
yes, and we're waiting. They were having an appeal. I believe it was Friday, and they never called. So Danielle was calling them back. Let's see. As of Monday, she was calling them back. I just haven't touched base with her to get an idea
can we
when
maybe get
when that
maybe
is.
El Sawi or anyone to push it for, I really think that would
Yeah.
just give us a, you know, I mean, considering where I'm
We'll-
at.
We'll get it approved. It just, again, when they initially deny it, which we see quite a bit, we have to do, we
Yeah,
have to do a
back
prior,
and
and we have to
forth
call them.
process.
And they call, Candy usually takes care of them. She's the other MP, I believe you met her before.
Yeah.
She'll take care of it and discuss it with them why we need it, and then it's
Okay.
usually approved.
All
But again,
right.
I'll have to touch base with
Because
Danielle.
if you guys, you know, it's all these things to remember, and then it's like, so anyway, if you could try to maybe give me a tidbit on that, I
I'll
probably
find that
won't
out
forget,
today.
but
I'll find that out today from her. I'll stop at the office, or stop by
That'd be
her
awesome.
office when I get back, okay?
awesome, thank
And
you
then
so much.
Ferris, like I said, Dr. Osawa will be going over the results of the previous CAT scans, and then the pulse those decks. The new prescription will be sent over. I'll cancel the other one. Just remember what days you're on when you
Yeah.
leave here, because
Oh, I
remember,
will.
4 days on, 4 days off.
I'll get a very
okay?
strict and good regimen, so.
All right. It was nice seeing you. I'm glad everyone's moving in the right direction. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.